Who poisoned my best friend? I walked into English class 5 minutes late to find my best friend dead in the middle of the floor. My classmates and teacher were all standing around him like frozen statues. Will was lying there, face twisted like he died in the middle of a scream. I dropped my backpack and ran to him, grabbing his shoulders and shaking him like maybe he was playing a prank, but his body was already cold. What happened? I screamed at everyone kneeling on the floor, but they just stared at me with these blank, shocked faces. He just randomly started choking, Sophia finally said. Then he fell and started convulsing. The paramedics showed up, but they didn't hurry because one look told them what we already knew. Will was dead. The police separated us all for questioning, and that's when they told me Will had been poisoned. They found his water bottle on his desk and tested it right there, and the detective's face went grim when he saw the results. Where were you before class? The detective asked me. I was in the bathroom, I said. I was late. And before that? Walking to school with Will like always. He wrote something down. Anyone ever have problems with Will? I thought about Hazel, who Will dumped 2 weeks ago. Josh, who Will accused of cheating and got Josh suspended. But I didn't want to throw someone probably innocent under the bus, so I just shrugged. They let us go home but said not to leave town. I sat in my car and watched my classmates leave one by one, noticing how they all avoided looking at me. That's when I realized they thought I did it. I was Will's best friend. I was late to class. I was the last person he was with. That night I lay in bed thinking about how Will and I were supposed to go to the same college next year, how he'd been the only person who really got my stupid jokes. Now he was gone, and everyone thought I killed him. At his funeral, Will's mom grabbed my arm and whispered, "The police keep asking about you, but I trust you loved him." Even she had doubts. I stood at his grave after everyone left and promised him I'd find out who did this. Back at school, everyone shifted away when I walked into English. They'd replaced the carpet, but I could still see the spot where Will had died. I kept expecting him to walk in late with some ridiculous excuse about oversleeping. Instead, there was just his empty desk that nobody would sit in. "I didn't kill him," I said to the room randomly on the third day back. "Nobody said you did," Mrs. St. Phillips replied, but her voice shook. I went to the bathroom and bit down on my sweatshirt sleeve, crying so hard my whole body shook. I started investigating partly to find the killer and partly to clear my name. I went through Will's texts and found out he'd been selling Adderall to half the class. He'd hooked up with someone's girlfriend at a party. More people than I thought had motive, but I was the only one who'd been alone with him that morning. The detective called me back in. "You brought him coffee that morning, didn't you?" "We always got coffee," I said. "But you were late to class. Where did you really go?" "The bathroom," I said again. He jotted something down and let me go, but I could tell he didn't believe me. I couldn't stop thinking about Will that morning when he'd laughed at something stupid I'd said. How was he dead 20 minutes later? I started watching everyone obsessively. Sophia, who'd been failing English until Will started tutoring her. Josh, who'd lost his scholarship because of the suspension. Hazel, who'd cried for a week after the breakup. 3 weeks after Will died, I found a note in my locker. "We know you did it." My hands shook as I read it. The real killer was out there letting me take the blame while Will was rotting in the ground. Then I found something in Will's phone that I'd kept since his mom had given it to me. A draft text to me from that morning, never sent. "Need to tell you something about Sophia before English. Important. Sophia?" The timestamp was 8:47 a.m., 13 minutes before class started. Whatever Will had wanted to tell me, someone had made sure he never could. I confronted Sophia after school, showed her the text. "What did Will know about you?" She went pale. Full story on the channel below.